Hey guys, welcome back to the Valley. I hope you guys are doing well. We got some mess to get into per usual, child. But before we do, please like this video because it's good for your edges, and don't forget to chime in below. Okay, so I told you guys in my last video that Nicki Minaj was not really feeling JT anymore, but now it seems like JT isn't feeling Nicki anymore either. I have done my research and compiled some receipts. So y'all haters from my last video that said I was reaching, okay, y'all was dragging me in them comments. Here is my response. Okay guys, aside from what I said in my last video where I detailed why I felt Nicki Minaj's recent cryptic tweets were about JT due to the interactions between JT and the Barbs and Nicki and the Barbs on Twitter, y'all can actually go watch my last video if you haven't seen it yet. I'll link it below. But aside from what I said in the last video, I now have further evidence that has my spidey senses tingling and further confirms Nicki and JT beef. I've been on Stan Twitter really heavy and listening to Nicki Minaj's station head conversations with her Barbs. For those of you who asked me in the last video where I'm getting my info from, that's where, boo, right from the horse's mouth, and I don't mean Megan. So, let's begin. First, Nicki Minaj and JT both had a conversation on Station Head on April 20th. Listen to this.
Well, thank you for joining us. You know, the internet has been, just a real funny place recently. I haven't even been able to be on top of a lot of it, I ain't gonna lie, because of the tour. And I know even you probably feel the same way, because when you're traveling and every day and you have to work every day or every other day, you could easily miss shit, right?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you be on top of everything, like,
Sometimes I don't. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. My voice is so hoarse. But
Mine too,
sometimes
it's okay.
sometimes I don't see everything, especially when I'm working. Like if I'm off the internet and I'm, trying to perform and interact, then I come back. Sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. It depends. What's going on, baby?
Well, no, I'm not talking about with you. I'm just talking about in general, like with rap, Like with rap,
no. It's going down, girl. I'm like,
Right.
I blame you and Cat Williams.
So in this live, JT is just leaving one of her club bookings. Y'all know she's on tour. And Nicki is basically talking to her about some weird stuff that has been going on online with female rappers. And JT came off a bit defensive, at least for me. JT's whole response, like her voice, her tone, her inflections, definitely gave like Nicki was tea. Like, are you indirectly throwing a shot at me? Are you talking about me? What's up? Nicki was good. Now, after Nicki did clear up that she wasn't talking about JT, then JT was able to let her guard down and, she started to laugh a little bit. She joked about Cat Williams. I'm going to play in the rest of the call and we'll come back and talk more.
I was telling my fans the other day, like I was in one of my meet and greets one day. I tried to ask one of the fans about like some shit that was going on the internet. They didn't know what I was talking about. And they was in a Yak City lounge. Like they paid a lot of money. They really loved me. They didn't know and did not give a. Okay? So that's the whole thing I'm saying. Like it hurts though when it's the opposite way. Like, and it's happened to a lot of people in like the last couple years, male and female. What happens is the opposite when the internet makes you feel like you're on cloud 9. And honey child, when you have to really, place the bet and then wait on the outcome, that's when you realize the internet is not real.
No.
Like,
It's not.
people were really basing their likes on social media, on their success. Like, thinking that because you're getting a lot of likes on social media is going to make you get that amount of album sales. I think it really f***ed up a lot of people.
It's true. Because I feel like sometimes when people like our pictures, it's not we're not posting music. We posting our outfit. We posting our look. So they like what they see. They not
Right.
liking the music. They like it, and that's why now I promote more of like me at my events, interacting because my outfit's not that important.
Nicki's talking about the internet not being real and how people let social media hype them up and think that they're on a level that they're not, i.e., her level, right? So I feel like at this point, JT was starting to feel a little bit tried by Nicki when she was talking about people getting their heads blown up by the internet, right? And that's why she felt like she had to defend herself by saying that she only posts her work now and not just her outfits, right? But the conversation continued, and Nicki played a couple of JT songs, and then she asked the Barbs this question while JT was still on live. Listen to this.
Barbs, do y'all think JT should be a heavy on it affiliate? Yes or no? Do y'all feel like JT has reached her full potential? Okay, good. So we on the same page. Um, exactly. I agree. Would two Sagittarius or Sagittarists, whatever, would two Sagittarius the game up? You know what I was thinking? I was thinking how people don't be knowing that old tricks ain't working no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fool people no matter how many blogs you pay.
So on the live, Nicki asked the Barbs if JT was ready to be signed to Heavy On It, which is Nicki Minaj's record label. Some of the Barbs said yes, but a lot of them said no. And Nicki also asked if the Barbs thought JT was at her full potential. And again, they said no. They said she had more work to do, she hadn't reached her full potential, etc. Right? And Nicki agreed with them. And by this time, JT had hung up the call. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why she hung up, but she left after that question. And I feel like Nicki just keeps saying JT's not ready. Like I keep hearing her say that JT has more work to do and she needs to do this, she needs to do that. And I don't think JT really likes that very much, right? I mean, I don't know if I'm JT, right? I don't care who you are, right? Nicki Minaj or whoever. You're not going to tell me what I'm ready for, like in my life. You're not going to tell me what I deserve to be blessed with right now. So that would kind of be off-putting to me if I was JT to hear Nicki say something like that to me. Let's also not forget when JT and Nicki was first becoming cool, Nicki kind of embarrassed JT on live. She made her rap that diss on IG Live and had tens of thousands of people watching. And to this day, the internet has not let JT forget about that. And they definitely haven't stopped calling her Nicki's lapdog. And to be honest, I feel like the way Nicki was dealing with JT on this station head call, it was almost like she really felt like this girl is her lapdog. Or like she felt like this is one of her barbs that she could just say anything to or talk any kind of way to, right? And I'm sorry, but for me, Nicki, she was coming off like JT kind of needed to align herself with her if she wanted any real success. It was almost like Nicki was saying, JT, don't align yourself with these other people that can't do anything and won't do anything for you. Align yourself with me, right? Just like what she was saying in that tweet that y'all didn't want to believe was about JT. Okay, so the next clip I'm about to play for y'all is from April 23rd. I'm not sure the exact time. Don't quote me on the time because Nicki goes on Station Head at all times of the day. But this Station Head clip is from April 23rd. It was like 2 or 3 days after Nicki went live with JT, right? The one I just played for y'all. So now listen to this.
Now, can I ask y'all something? Why the would I be seeing anyone that I follow asking people about their release date and being mad at people. What the is going on?
So that was a clip from Nicki Minaj's station head on April 23rd, hours before she posted that cryptic message on Twitter. Mind you, Nicki had recently released the remix of F the Club Up, and the numbers for F the Club Up remix have just not been numbering the way Nicki probably expected, right? And y'all can go check the charts so that y'all know I'm not lying, right? And I'm not talking about the original F the Club Up song, right? For the people in the back. Like, F the Club Up is platinum now because of all of the versions that Nicki put out, right? So anyways, my point is that the remix, you know, the one with all the A-list celebrities, that version is not charting right now. And it hasn't been since its release. So why would Nicki want the Barbs to try and find out when JT is going to be dropping her new single so they can go buy and stream that instead of their own phase release, right? That's what Nicki was saying in this station head clip that I just played. Mind you, this station head clip or live was before JT dropped her OK record on April 26th. And JT was getting a lot of buzz and a lot of clout, you know, a lot of excitement around her upcoming release. But that's not all, child. I also got some evidence that JT turned down the princess title, or at least the Nicki Minaj given princess title, the same way that Ice Spice's team turned down the opportunity to sign with Nicki and go on her tour. And if you're a smart barb, right? Only if you're a smart barb who knows about Ice Spice turning down that tour, please put some volley cactuses in the chat for me so that these people know I'm not making it up, that she turned down the tour. But anyways, Nicki allegedly wanted to sign JT and JT turned her down. That's like the scoop, right? I don't know if it was because JT wanted to remain loyal to her label, QC, you know, the folks that wasn't really showing her any love and had her shelved while they was pushing Young Miami, but she turned it down. So anyways, child, I already played y'all the clip of Nicki asking if she should sign JT when she was asking the Barbs, right? But there's another station head live that Nicki did on the 26th, the same day that JT released her OK single. And on this live, Nicki was basically trying to alert the Barbs to not support JT's release. And she also talked about how some people who all of the Barbs have been promoting have been trying to align themselves with her and her label in the past. But now that the internet has them popping on their own, they don't want to sign with her. She's talking about JT here, but y'all can listen for yourself.
And a lot of times the intent, by the time we say all our little jokes and shit, a lot of times the intent is forgotten, meaning I have forgotten to give you guys the intent of why I'm saying something and and how I preface it. You know what? Let me say this. Let me make sure this is very clear. No one is signed to Heavy on It as an artist. Like if anyone was signed to Heavy on It as an artist, they would have been on Pink Friday too.
So first, let me say this real quick about Ice Spice, and I don't want to spend too much time on her because it's not about her, this is about JT. I just wanted to say, for the people in the back, Ice Spice was never signed to Heavy on It. She was never signed to Nicki, right? So this little tidbit is for all of the people who dragged me a couple months ago when I said Ice Spice and Nicki was no longer cool. Y'all kept telling me that Ice Spice was signed to Nicki, so they couldn't possibly have any issues, and now y'all have the proof. The proof is in the pudding. Nicki's telling y'all Ice Spice would have been on her album and would have been on her tour had she had been signed to Nicki. But let's keep listening.
Now, if you want to know which artists are on Heavy on It, go and look at Pink Friday too. And let me tell you something. You would be surprised and shocked at the audacity and the balls of the things that people who have nothing, who have never said anything, who have never done anything in the world that will be remembered 10 years from now. You would be surprised by their balls and audacity. It's people that ain't sold 500 albums. There's people that ain't sold 500,000 albums, 5,000 albums. That be up in my face and up in y'all face. But, yeah, you know, how talking about heavy on it. But that's not what they be really, you know what I mean? So let's be respectful and kind. A mother tell somebody they don't really wanna, you know what I'm saying, sign with heavy on it, but then they'll go and sign with the white peoples. And guess who the white people's finna call? Always. Oh, Nicki, Tanya, Mirage, Betty. Okay. I had a really, really, really juicy piece of information to share. And I thought, hey, you know what? Give them the info, you know? And to my surprise, the garage sale barbs were out nickel and diamond. Honey child, so let me just say thank you to the RBO, to the real barbs only who ain't never have to go to a garage sale. Ain't nothing wrong with garage sales now. But see, when you in the Minaj, when you in the Mirage Palace, why would you go to the garage sale?
So when Nicki is talking about garage sale barbs, right? She's talking about the barbs that went to the quote-unquote cookout, aka went to support JT in her new release. The fact that she even used the terminology garage sale, if you follow Nicki on Twitter and you follow JT, then you know that Nicki is clearly clowning JT here and clowning her tour when she's saying garage sale, because she's basically referring to that backyard barbecue, right? That JT says she was having, right? So she was basically clocking the barbs that was nickel and a diamond, aka spending their coins over at the barbecue.
Now, you guys remember when people were telling y'all not to use station head? And a lot of the farbs and the I need my check from Eli farbs and the ones that are secretly working at record labels, but you guys don't know that, and they have a barb profile, and I do not follow them. And remember they were telling y'all it doesn't work and not to do it? And y'all was believed. SBO, smart barbs only, were not. Because smart barbs believe me and know that everything I say has a reason and has a time limit on when it will be revealed. If I were a betting man, I'd have everyone's money, right? Because after, 5-10 correct bets, y'all would all be sending me, or making bets based on my predictions, right? But since y'all want to learn the hard way, I have a list today of 20 farbs in the garage sale that after the station head is going to be leaving on a commercial aircraft, the out of Gag City, where their loved ones will be waiting for them on the other side.
So what Nicki is saying here is that she could have bet on how things were going to play out between her and JT, just based on how things have always played out with these female rappers, right? And she references at least 5 female rappers, that she could name, that she could have betted on, probably that have used her in the past and then switched up on her. So who do y'all think these 5 people are? Like, for real. Y'all can let me know in the comments. I believe it's Cardi, of course, because, Nicki did agree to put Cardi on Motorsport, and she even agreed to change her verse for Cardi when Cardi was in her feelings about it, right? She even changed her verse so that Cardi could be on it. And then Cardi turned around and painted Nicki as this bad person, when Motorsport came out. So that's one, right? And then Megan, of course, number 2, the Hot Girl Summer video. And then she turned and went with Cardi B and did WAP. 3 is Lotto. Lotto had Nicki's phone number. And that's why, she was able to release that recording of her and Nicki's phone conversation, because they had been having conversations, right? But I'm sure Nicki was telling Lotto the same thing that she was telling JT now about needing to really work hard before anything is handed to her, just like how she's telling JT, right? Because y'all remember Lotto was really on Nicki's heels about getting her to work with her and getting her a feature. She was showing her so much love. And I'm so sure she was showing her so much love on these phone calls, and probably was asking, like, when is it my time? Can you support me? And, she even asked Nicki to be on her Big Energy record, and Nicki turned it down. And Lotto felt slighted by this. So I'm so sure on these conversations, Lotto took some of the things that Nicki said as slight and then kind of turned on her, right? She even did an interview claiming to be on the same level as Nicki, right? And that's how a lot of these girls really feel. Okay, so that was 3, right? We said Megan, Lotto, Cardi, okay? Who do y'all think are the other 2? Let me know in the comments. Now, you guys know that Nicki has been searching for a princess of rap for a while. JT was actually the first one that we saw Nicki co-sign as princess. It was right after the Super Freaky Girl remix. Oh, she definitely wanted JT. But JT wasn't outside enough for Nicki. She wasn't making enough noise, didn't have enough buzz or clout for Nicki. Then boom, Ice Spice arrives. So then Nicki tried to do the princess thing with Ice Spice. She had Ice Spice sign a partnership deal for 2 singles. And that's why we got the Princess Diana remix and the Barbie World song, right? They had signed a partnership for y'all in the back, right? Who didn't know the difference between a partnership and actually being signed to someone, who was telling me she was signed to Nicki, right? So anyway, Nicki and Ice Spice signed a partnership for the 2 songs. Ice Spice did the 2 songs with Nicki, and she was actually supposed to sign to Heavy on It for distribution and be on Nicki's album and tour. However, Ice Spice's team didn't want Ice Spice in Nicki's shadow, and they didn't want her to, I guess, burn other industry opportunities and connections because of her being affiliated with Nicki. So they turned Nicki down, and they decided that Ice Spice should instead go on tour with Doja Cat. So Nicki didn't get that little, money that she was supposed to get. They didn't honor the deal, basically. Y'all remember that time when Nicki was calling Ice Spice the princess? She really did want to take her under her wing and develop her, and for her to somehow be under contract so that Nicki didn't feel like she was getting used, right? Because let's just be honest. We know their affiliation, their partnership, it does more for Ice Spice than it could ever do for Nicki, right? But when that contracted deal fell through and Ice went on tour with Doja instead, that was when we started to see Nicki Minaj interacting more with JT and interacting less with Ice Spice. It was like Nicki changed her mind almost about like who she wanted to have that princess title go to. And now that she has brought JT out on the Pink Friday 2 tour, gave her a look, gave her access to the Barb, her fan base, Nicki wanted to come and collect. Or at least she thought she was going to collect. She really thought JT, was going to choose her over, them other people. But here's my thing with Nicki. I know she wants a princess who comes into the game and has their own buzz and has some clout. But I really do feel like she would have to find a nobody and sign them if she really wants true loyalty, right, from these girls. She'll have to build her own princess in her own factory from ground up, because she can't expect someone to come into the game, get really popping, and generate this buzz all on their own, and then just go sign to her, right? That's where she has it wrong. No one's gonna just sign their life over to you so you can act like you made them when you didn't. Like, not even for Nicki Minaj, they're not gonna do that. I mean, she is not God. She's a human like the rest of us, let's be real, right? So that's just my little tidbit that I have for you guys today. Tell me what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Please don't forget to support my channel on your way out. I don't ask for cash apps or anything else. Just a couple likes and subscriptions. It really helps my channel. So please, guys, like this video and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.